Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And I know y'all probably wondering, what is she doing in her car? And I was just like, I need a new scenery. So welcome back to my book, My Thoughts, Read Along With Me series in my car. We are reading chapters 11 and 12. And get your snacks, get your drink, because the drama continues. The deafening sound of electric drills and other equipment echoed throughout Joe's mechanic shop. Nora noticed an assortment of damaged cars in the parking lot. A man approached her. "Welcome to Joe's. What can I do for you today?" Nora stepped out of her car with her hoodie on like she was about to rob the place. "I'm here to see Derek Jean. A friend of mine recommended him." The man pointed to the direction of Derek. Nora smirked and headed towards him. "Derek Jean?" she asked. He slammed the car hood shut and looked up at Nora. "The name is Trigger." Trigger towered over her, and his stature made Nora look like an elf. His eyes widened as he stared at her, flashing his dentures. He used an old dirty rag to wipe the sweat from his face. She could see his toned muscles through his coveralls. "How can I help you today, beautiful lady?" She placed her manicured nails on his forearms. "I need an oil change. Can you do that for me?" Trigger signaled for his men to bring in the car. "I haven't seen you around here before. How did you find out about me?" Nora batted her eyes and licked her glossy lips. "A friend." "Girl, please stop." She leaned on the driver's side door and stared as he worked. "Why do they call you Trigger?" Yo, she not slick. Like, girl, you're not slick. "Why do they call you Trigger?" Bitch. He continued to work as he ignored the question. He was finished within 10 minutes. Trigger closed the hood of the car and told her to pay in front. She wanted to thank him for his service, but he refused. Nora noticed Trigger return to the back where customers were not allowed. She followed behind him. Trigger looked back and gripped her neck, shoving her up against the wall. "Who the hell are you?" he asked. Nora shoved him away and laughed. "The name of the shop is Joe. How did you come to own it? I mean, you are a felon." "Did you kill the real owner?" she mocked. "Girl, I hope you got your gun on you, cause what's happening here?" Trigger rubbed the back of his neck and a frown grew across his face. "You did your research. Who are you and what the fuck do you want?" "Where can I find Warren?" she asked. Trigger laughed and sat his behind on a broken down wooden table. He grabbed his balls and adjusted them. What's up with him and his balls? Well, last one scene he was scratching them, now you grabbing them. What's going on? You might need to go to your doctor, cause I don't understand. Mercy Cooper in the fucking flesh. I never thought I'd see the day. "I ain't telling you shit," he smiled. Nora reached behind her back. "Don't even think about it, baby girl. I will light your ass up before you can even pull the trigger," he warned as he clicked his lighter. I mean, he is a part of the Infernos. You know how they do. Light a nigga up. Nora swallowed hard and gazed at Trigger. She walked closer to him. She was so close she could smell the onion rings he had for lunch. "Please, I just want my girls back, and I know you know where he is." She batted her brown eyes again, hoping he would fall for her beauty as most men did. "Girl, for your own safety, I suggest you get out of here." He sipped on a can of Sprite and blew her a kiss. Nora smacked the soda can out of his hand aggressively and headed back to her car. Girl, like, how you asking for his help and he tells you, "Listen, I ain't got nothing to say." And you gonna smack the soda can out his hand? You lucky he ain't slap you. So we are going into a new scene, same chapter. The aroma in the house had a pine-like smell. Back when Nora and Milan were young, it only smelled like that during Christmas time. Nora closed the door behind her and watched as Laverne whined her waist to soca music with a blunt in one hand and a wine glass in the other. Some things never change. Laverne turned the music down. "You've been gone all day. I hope you got some answers so you can get out of my house. You got detectives calling me and shit, asking me where you at. I told him I ain't seen your ass in years." First of all, let's go back a little bit. This lady don't do nothing but smoke weed and listen to and dance and act a fool. Like, girl, what's up? You don't. What's happening? And cops calling, detectives calling. You know who it is, though. It's obviously got to be Tanner, because who else would be calling? Nora caressed her hand through her bob sewing. What detective? The name Tanner Nash rolled off Laverne's tongue. Nora went into a frenzy of panic as her breaths quickened. She held her chest and gasped to control her breathing. She felt a choking sensation as she tried to speak. Laverne helped Nora slow down her breathing. After a few minutes, she was breathing at a normal pace and drank water that Laverne poured for her. Thank you, she said. Laverne waved her hand as if it was no big deal and handed her a piece of paper to Nora with Tanner's number on it. I think you should call him. Laverne pulled out a bag full of burner phones. Use one of them and then get rid of it. Excuse me? Why do you have a bag full of burners? This is a whole family of criminals at this point. Because why do you have a bag full of burners? Who are you hiding from, ma'am? Okay. Nora paced back and forth in her old bedroom. She stared at the burner phone as she bit her nails, and finally built the courage to call. The phone rang only once before Tanner picked up. Detective Tanner Nash speaking echoed through the phone, but Nora didn't answer. He must have realized that it was her because he said her name softly. I see you're still alive, she uttered. He laughed. Nora Woods. I found some interesting information that I think you might want to hear. She raised her eyebrows. You know, you were never a good detective. At least not as good as me. So whatever information you have, it probably sucks. She is so petty. Like, you were never good as me. Like, what are we, 12? You were never good as me. So whatever information you got, it probably sucks. Girl, shut up. The sound of papers flipping could be heard through the phone. The man that you gunned down because he allegedly was robbing a store with an invisible gun, Tanner chuckled. Apparently this man, Isaac Park, worked at Rikers Island as a correctional officer. The same Rikers Island that your childhood friend Warren Lafayette was being held. Wait a minute. Care to speak on that? Nora bit down on her bottom lip and flipped the phone closed. She used the table lamp to smash it repeatedly until it was broken into pieces. Who the hell is Isaac Park? That was the end of the chapter 11, but wait a minute. So the guy she shot in that the store that she said was robbing, and they was talking about how she killed an unarmed black man, blah blah blah, was a correctional officer at Rikers Island. What the hell was he doing in Buffalo? Shit ain't adding up. A ray of sunshine snuck through the barred-up windows, almost blinding Sage. She closed her legs as the foul odor caused her to scrunch her nose. She focused her attention on the door as a shadow walked by. There was a soft knock, and she watched the doorknob turn, and Donnie walked in. Okay. He nodded slightly and grinned as he held out a McDonald's bag. I thought you would be hungry. I'm Donnie, by the way. Sage stared at him in awe. Her prolonged stare caused Donnie to turn away. He touched his forehead and felt his sweat dripping down his face. Okay. I'll leave this here. He turned the doorknob to leave. Wait. Thank you, Donnie. My name is Sage. She stood up and walked towards him. Can you help me, please? Before Donnie could answer, Warren burst in the room and dragged Donnie out. Warren's nostrils flared as he invaded Donnie's personal space. What the fuck do you think you're doing? He questioned. She was hungry. I was giving her some food. Relax. Then Donnie sank into the chair and smoked. Warren clenched his jaw, smacking the blunt out of his hand. I know damn well you ain't smacking no blunt out that boy head. Don't smack nothing out my hand. Cause we gonna fight. Let me say, things you don't smack out of my hand, food. That's one thing you don't smack. Don't smack food out my hand. Don't smack a book out my hand. Don't smack a blunt out my hand. Cause then it's gonna be. Ooh. Okay. Warren clenched his jaw and smacked the blunt out of his hand. Why the hell you ain't at school, bro? What have I told you about that? I said if you stay with me, your ass was going to school. I'm not fucking around. Donnie picked up the blunt and proceeded to light it up. Ew, y'all picking up blunts off the floor? Gross. My professor canceled class. He blew a smoke out and gazed at Warren's gun on the table. Why are you even doing all this? Warren glanced at Donnie, then cleared his throat. Stay away from her. He shifted in his chair. She ain't no good, just like her mother, he ranted. That still doesn't explain why you would kidnap two girls from their mother. Warren's veins strained against the skin of his neck. His fist slammed so hard on the wooden table that it cracked. First of all, I thought that wooden table was already freaking broken, but okay. Mind your damn business, he yelled. This is exactly why I didn't want your ass over here, but this is the only way I could keep you off the streets. He threw on his coat, ready to face the cold weather. I gotta go see Isabella. I'll be back later. Stay out of my room, he said, as he shut the door behind him. The visual of Sage creeped into Donnie's brain. He focused his eyes on the bedroom door as he blew smoke into the air. He was curious how she got into the situation. Not wanting to disobey Warren, he ignored his curiosity. Marijuana smoke floated throughout the room and filled Warren's nostrils. The chatter of men echoed throughout the house. Warren and his crew of gangsters were playing dice games. Crew of gangsters, please. This man ain't no gangster. Not even the slightest. Noticing that Warren was distracted by the game, Donnie snuck into the room that Sage was in. Again? She stared blankly out the window and turned around quickly once the door shut. He swallowed his spit. I brought you something. He handed her a book. I thought you might want to read something. Donnie licked his lips as his mouth dried up. Sage paused before grabbing the book. Have you seen my sister? She good. I checked on her earlier, he reported. Sage stood up and approached Donnie. She only wore a bra and panties that were hanging on by a thread. Oh, yeah. I was just about to say, why she only got a bra and panty, but it's because she had got, assaulted. So, okay. Got it. Why are you so nice to me? Sage moved closer to him. He cleared his throat as he drew back from her. Just make you as comfortable as I can. He took off his jacket and handed it to her. Take it. It's cold in here. She put the jacket on, and a harsh smell coming from her body didn't seem to bother Donnie. Sage retrieved the book from the floor. The title of it was Pretty Little Liars. What made you think I would like this? She grinned. Donnie shrugged his shoulder. Seemed like the type. She moved slowly and deliberately towards him, standing inches away from his face. What type is that? Donnie rubbed his sweaty palms on his jeans as he created space between them. What are you doing? She dropped the book to the floor and began to undress the little clothes she had on. I saw how you looked at me earlier today, bringing me food. I know you want me. Oh, Lord Jesus. The wholeness never stops. The wholeness doesn't stop. Okay. Donnie pushed her back. Put your clothes on. You bugging. At the ripe age of 20, the last thing Donnie was trying to do was catch a case messing with a 15-year-old. A warm and thick slime landed on his chin from Nora's hot breath. Donnie's nostrils flared as he pierced his gun underneath her chin. Do it. I dare you. She trembled. She felt a quiver in her stomach as Donnie pressed the gun up against her chin. Put the gun down now, Warren demanded as he walked in the room. His eyes followed Sage back to the mattress. Without speaking, Warren led Donnie out of the room. He handed Donnie a napkin to wipe off the spit. I told you to leave that bitch alone. Now look at you, dumbass. Warren laughed as he walked away. Avery sat close to Sage at the dinner table. Avery sat close to Sage at the dinner table. Two husky soldiers stood in the living room dressed like a bootleg men in black. Warren noticed Sage and Avery hadn't touched their food. Aren't y'all going to eat? I know you hungry. You ain't eaten days. Avery looked down at the food. The aroma of jerk chicken filled the room. Avery's stomach growled for hunger. Damn, he gave them jerk chicken? Kidnapped or not, I'm eating. Kidnapped or not, I'm eating the jerk chicken. Like, for real. Go ahead and eat, baby girl, he insisted. Avery bit a piece of the chicken and felt guilty as she felt Sage's eyes burning into her face. Sage focused her eyes on Warren and purposely spit in the food. She shoved the plate towards him. Warren placed his fork on the table and intertwined his fingers. What exactly is your plan? Sage asks. My mom's a cop. Sooner or later your ass is going to jail. So tell me, what are you going to do with us? She folded her arms. You're obviously not going to kill us because you would have done that already. You must want something. Sage raised her right eyebrow. He smirked and took a bite of his chicken. He snapped his fingers and one of the men in the back held a gun up to Sage's dome. A bead of sweat dripped from her upper lip. Frozen in her seat, she still maintained eye contact with Warren. Sage felt relieved once the man in the black went back to his position. Your mom ever told y'all about me? He said with his mouth full. Why you keep asking them that? No, he ain't tell me about you because you're not important. Avery shook her head no as she continued to chew her food. I know that's right. I'm going to eat that jerk chicken. Me and your mom's a best friend, believe it or not. Your mother and I, Sage corrected Warren. Oh, girl. He clenched his jaw. Anyways, your mother was ruthless back in the day. They used to call her by her middle name, Mercy, straight hustler. This may surprise you, but I was headed to college. I got a full ride to UCLA playing basketball. Why didn't you go? Avery questioned. Sage kicked Avery under the table, and she lowered her head. Warren continued eating. Your mother happened. She has a way of making people do what she wants without no regard to other people's feelings. Donnie rushed into Warren's house and pushed past his soldiers. Yo, bro, we gotta talk, he said in a low tone. Warren folded his arms across his chest. Don't be walking up in here like you pay bills. I know you see me eating, Warren hissed and sucked his teeth. Mercy is in Brooklyn, Donnie whispered in his ear. Warren gestured to the soldiers to take Sage and Avery back to the room together. Let the games begin, he laughed. How you know she in Brooklyn? Warren asked. Trigger hit me saying she came looking for you at the shop. Warren rushed over to Donnie and grabbed him by his hoodie. Didn't I tell you to stay away from that nigga? You don't listen, bro. Donnie shoved Warren off, standing eye to eye with him. Yo, back up. I came to give you some info. You doing the absolute most. Chill out. You need to take that fucking bass out your voice. 20 or not, I will beat your ass, Warren said. You went to jail for something you ain't do. You not fooling nobody with this tough shit. I heard what happened to you up there in Rikers. I see you ain't sagging your pants no more, Fruity Pebbles ass nigga. Ooh, Donnie smirked. Wait a minute. Did something happen to Warren when he was in prison? Did he get his booty snatched? Donnie's face caved in after Warren threw a deadly punch to his nose. I know that's right, because who you talking to? He hit the floor so hard that it shook. He spit blood onto the already dirty carpet. Then the door swung open and Celine stood in the door entrance. Celine, didn't Warren... No. Didn't Nora come to you and ask you where they at? So you knew all this time? That's crazy. I beat that bitch ass. You knew where Warren was at all this time? Shady. Shut the damn door, Warren screamed. You know you're not supposed to come here. You don't even know who's watching. Celine walked past Donnie as if he wasn't gushing blood out on the floor. We got a problem. Actually, you got a problem. I'm just collateral damage in this shit. Warren pulled out a small bag with white residue. Celine and Donnie watched as he rolls up a small bill and sniffed the cocaine. He relaxed back into the seat and rubbed his nose. Man, Cece, I don't know what the hell you talking about right now. You sniff coke now, nigga? Celine said as she rolled her eyes. No, for real, really? Nora's back in town and she's snooping around, asking questions and shit. What the hell did you do? He laughed uncontrollably as he held his tears back. You killed her husband? What the hell were you thinking? Warren still had some residue on his upper lip. I got my lick back. That's what I was thinking, he smirked. You are so stupid. You of all people should know that Nora will not stop until everybody you love and care for is laying in a ditch. He sat silently and intentionally placed his Glock on the table in hopes of scaring Celine. Well, you better keep your mouth shut. She didn't hesitate to protect herself and pointed her 9 milli directly at Warren's temple. I got a freaking multi-million-dollar operation I'm running. I don't have time to be mixed up in you and Nora's bullshit. If y'all interrupt what I got going on, I will put a bullet in both y'all heads. She tucked her gun back into her waist as she exited Warren's spot. He picked up his cell and flung it across the room. That's the end of chapter 12. But like, for real, so you mean to tell me everybody know where Warren at? Everybody know where her daughter's at, but nobody not talking. Like y'all so scared of Warren. Warren is not tough. Even Donnie told him that. Like, Donnie's 20 and Donnie already know, like, bro, you're not tough. You're not tough. You did 15 years in jail, so now you this big bad wolf? Boy, bye. So that was the end of chapters 11 and 12. I don't know what's about to happen at this point because Warren is a fool. Donnie, Celine, Trigger, they all know where Warren's at and where her daughter's at, but nobody wants to talk, which is crazy to me. Because if that was y'all picked them, y'all would have been let loose on the motherfucker. But okay, I see where this is going. Everybody's so-called scared of Warren, which is crazy. Because scared of what? Warren is not tough. But I digress. So yeah, that was the end of chapters 11 and 12. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell because there's more to come, more drama. And I know last week I had said, oh, it's really about to turn up. No. Now it's really about to turn. Nora's about to act even more of a fool than before. And if you cannot wait to read it with me, my book is available on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle, as well as my website and TikTok shop. Thank you.